Okay, friend, we are back. This is the module on definition, which is really our assimilation process. This is how we are designed to process information. Okay, so if you have on your human design chart, if it says single definition, you are here to assimilate information in a very independent way. So this is actually my chart here. So the definition is all four of the centers that are defined. Actually, there's a flow of energy there. The energy is not broken up. There's just one independent way for me to assimilate information. So if you see here in this design, you go down, you go over, that is all connected. So all of the centers that are defined have a connection. Okay, that's what the individual assimilation is all about, that independent assimilation, and that single definition. So you're designed to work by yourself and process information independently, and you're going to feel this inner sense of wholeness. You are self-contained with a single, consistent, continuous, ever-present, and reliable way you process information. You have a singular focus, and you don't have the need to reflect on different aspects of yourself. You do not need others to help you assimilate or process the information, and you can usually digest information very rapidly. Now, why do I say usually? Okay. Because someone who has the emotional intelligence defined within this single definition is going to assimilate information over time. They're going to come to clarity over time. There's going to be a time aspect, and they don't need anybody else to help them digest that. But it is about coming to this understanding of how to assimilate the information through that wave, through that clarity. And again, you're going to understand this a little more as we talk about type, strategy, and authority. But I wanted you to first understand the definition and see how this all plays out before we drop into all of that. Because splits are the number one hierarchy. If you remember when I discussed the intro to centers, I gave you the hierarchy of how the not self works. So as we move on to the splits, whatever is splitting per se your energy dynamic, that's going to be a massive focus in your life. Okay, it's going to be a massive focus in your life. So the collaborative association or assimilation, this split definition, you're actually designed, you're totally designed to interact with other people, to have interactions with others so that you can bring in the wisdom of the trait or gate that will provide you with that connection field. Now I'll just show you here, okay? So for example here, so we have the sacral, the solar plex, and the root center all connected in one island. But we also have the spleen and the identity connected. But they're split off, meaning there's no just one flow of energy here. So the 58, the 54, the 34, the 5, the 29, all of those gates would bring a simple collaborative connection to this energy field. Now, what I want you to know is that you are not missing anything. You're not missing anything. You feel like you're missing something, okay? And you want to blame yourself or try to overcompensate in that area, because that's, of course, what the not self does. It tries to create an agenda. It tries to overcompensate for what you're feeling like you lack. But you are actually designed to work with others, and you will naturally attract others that have those skills or strengths so that you feel like you lack, and which most likely you do lack, because that's the whole point of our human experience. We are designed to collaborate. I don't love technology. I do not love social media. I do not love all of that, you know. So it's about, you know, hiring those people that can do that kind of stuff for me. Now, have I been totally successful on that? Nope, I have not been. I have gone through a few people, and it just, the connection piece there, and really, I guess it is, well, in a couple of them I didn't bridge or split. And that's not a good, bad, right, wrong. It's a learning experience. It's to be able to see, okay, well, they have these skills. They have the skill set. But in order for us to collaborate, they still felt like something was missing. So the communication, for the most part, became, you know, something that, you know, I would speak, they couldn't pick it up. Or they would speak, and I couldn't pick it up. So it's fun to watch the mechanics and see that there's nothing wrong. There's nothing good, right, wrong, bad, about any of it. It's just an interaction, and then seeing how that interaction plays out. So you're designed to collaborate with others. You're designed to work with others, you know, but you're designed to also take more time to process. And, you know, emotional, if you're emotional and you have a split definition, you'll even need more time than normal. You know, and I shouldn't even say normal because there is no normal. You know, though you may need more time to ride your wave than somebody that has a single definition. That's here to, you know, move and assimilate information independently than collaboratively. Yeah, it's, you know, as well, it's hard to make decisions all by yourself because it's the wisdom piece. It's the wisdom piece that is flowing through here. Okay. Now, I'm not saying you can't make decisions on by yourself, but what you'll notice is that all of us take, you know, the associations that we have with other people. We process that wisdom. We have our own experiences. We allow for our own inner authority to guide us. However, we need to have these experiences. That's what we are designed to do, so that we become wise, so that we know what is us and what isn't us. So being with others can bring you a sense of kind of wholeness, you know, and you get to wait for that sense of wholeness in your decision-making process. And you get to spend time in public places for a totally new perspective. So anybody with the split definition, you know, just even going to a coffee shop and sitting in the corner and enjoying your coffee and just letting other people's auras contact your aura and walk through, that's what's fun. That's where you get to gain a lot of wisdom. Okay, and then we have our wide split. So you may have a tendency to blame others and to become a victim, believing that the other people are the cause of the problem. Wisdom comes from being an objective observer that does not get caught up in the blame game. You are designed to work with others, and you can help objectively work on the problem that exists between others. So what do we mean by wide split? So here you'll notice that there is there's an island of energy here, okay, with the root and the solar plex. And then the island of energy way up here from the G to the throat. Well, there's going to take, you know, either a full channel to get that connection, or it'll take a couple gates to get to that connection. You know, maybe this gate and that gate. Like, there's lots of potential here, right? Lots of potential. A connection piece. But it's to be able to recognize that there's nothing wrong with you. That's the piece. You know, there is nothing missing. There's nothing wrong. It's okay that you want to collaborate. You know, you want to mix and mingle or be in crowds and maybe even be alone in a crowd. Just so that you can get a sense of the energy, get a sense of the wisdom, watch people, be a people watcher, have conversations with people, you know, gain the wisdom, gain whatever it is that you need to gain. And then you get to then make the decision based off of all of the neutrino ocean flowing through you. And the neutrino ocean is showing up as human beings at times, right? As human beings are just packets of information as well. Then we have a very wide split. And a very wide split may take a couple channels or one channel and a couple gates. So you may have a tendency to blame the world and others for all the problems. You are designed to work with others. The gift is the ability to be objective and to help people work on the world problems. So again, we have the emotional center, we have the ego center. Channel of community is connecting them. And then, we could use gate 25, we could use gate 8, or we could use one of these channels here. And then we would also need one of these channels to connect us up to our beautiful, logical, theoretical mind. Again, nothing's wrong. You're not missing anything. Collaborate, move around, watch your strategy, watch your authority. And you're going to understand that a little deeper as we walk into the type, strategy, and authority. But in this collaborative energy, the wisdom that other people bring you will profoundly move you in places that are the best for you to assimilate the information. Triple splits. This is about synthesizing. So you're designed to synthesize information from a variety of different sources and a variety of different people. You feel the most healthy when you can move around, work, and interact with a number of different people throughout the day. And you may feel trapped. If you find yourself with the same person in the same place every single day, you may have a tendency to be impatient and act prematurely. You may be seen as driven, ambitious, and assertive, and you may feel like there are 3 different parts of you at play. Now, triple split. If you see here, we have solar plex, root, spleen, defined. They are one island of energy. Sacral center, throat center, defined. They are one island of energy. Head center, ajna center, defined. One island of energy. So you have 3 islands of energy within this body graph. Assimilating information, having a variety of different people come and go out of your design. So important. Because why? Well, if it's the same exact people all the time, that becomes conditioning, because there's nothing per se new for wisdom coming in. But when you interact with a variety of different people, then all sorts of information can flow through you. So that when you're coming to clarity on your decisions, it is based off of a large sample of information, so that the clarity of your, for this person here, for the clarity of their emotional intelligence, it is jam-packed with information. Now this is a splenic projector. So we have one island of energy there, one island of energy there, and one island of energy there. And what's really fun is, again, synthesizing all kinds of information, but always trusting that spontaneous, in the now spleen that says, I am safe and healthy or not. Quad splits. Quad splits, you can have 8 centers defined, or all 9 of them defined. And I guess I don't have my 9-centered being here. Okay. As an example, that's funny. So there's going to be 4 different islands of energy through each one of these. And this is a subjective way. So you're actually quite fixed in how you process information. And you process information subjectively through your own experience. You may appear to lack flexibility, and others must adjust to you because it is more difficult for you to adjust to them. You may have a tendency to be a bit closed, allowing only certain people in, and you will most likely feel uncomfortable working in small groups or small environments. You need diversity, sampling different people and interactions. And it is important to not make quick decisions. You need to take your time to assimilate the information at your own pace, and do not force yourself to comply with the expectations of anyone else, especially anyone else's timing. That is so important. So it takes many gates to complete this flow, and there is a similarity between quad split and the reflector. There is this sampling that must take place in the quad split, as well as with our reflectors, and you guys will learn that as well. It's about really, so when you are a triple split, quad split, or a split definition, sampling other people is so important. And I mean their energy field. I don't mean you have to walk up to them, hey, I want to, be in your aura. No, it's about, you go to the mall and you walk around, or you go to the beach and you just, walk around. Because their energy, whatever wisdom you need to pick up, is right there in their auric field, waiting for you to just sample it. So these beings are very fixed and isolated, and there is really no way in for the other. Now here's what's fun. So if you remember when I talked about the sacral center and the centers, the sacral center creates a type. Well, there's actually an assimilation that creates a type, and this assimilation is the objective way. So there's an objective way to assimilate information, and this really is the end-all be-all of our reflector or our evaluator. So you take in information in a non-judgmental way and objectively share what you have learned. You assimilate information by sampling, reflecting, and evaluating the quality of the environment on any given day. You can objectively sense the physical, the psychic, or the emotional health of an environment, community, or group. You are very attuned and are able to gather information from others, the earth, even the planets. And you can sense who is living authentically and who is not. And you can reflect back injustices that you see humanity penetrating on itself. You are wide open, allowing everything, in a sense, to pass through you objectively, and you get to evaluate it. This definition, or assimilation process, actually creates the reflector or the evaluator. So it's kind of fun to watch how the sacral center created a type, and the assimilation process creates a type. Okay, friends, so again, what would I like you to do? I would love it if you could just take a look at your design. Now, I know you don't know all the gates. I know you don't know all the channels yet. Just see, oh, hey, maybe you're just a single, maybe, I shouldn't say just. Maybe you are an independent, single definition. Just write that down and know, okay, watch how you process information. Okay, I'm a collaborative split. See, are you simple? Are you wide? Are you very wide? Just check it out. And then in your interactions, before we, take all of this stuff and we do it in a live session and we look at this stuff and we coach you, just look at it and say, who am I collaborating with? Who and what comes into my aura? What do I learn? And move from there. How do I assimilate information? If you're really, really super spontaneous and you're not designed to be that way, then we want to, take a look at all of this. Maybe you're a triple split, or you're here to synthesize information. Different avenues, different information, different vehicles that, provide you with the information. And then subjective. Are you a quad split? Are you designed to really sample, very similar to our objective beings? Here to sample, take in, be exposed to different auric fields so that you can assimilate the information. Okay, so friends, play around with this information. Now, we are now going to drop into type, strategy, and authority. I'm going to give you the career information. We're going to have a lot of information coming up. So, grab your charts. Continue to do the inner work. Continue to take a look and see how some of these mechanics show up in your life. And then we will drop into type, strategy, and authority.